Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. So I'm playing in the watercolour journal, the new one from Dina Wakley. I think it's 6x9, fabulous size, I love it. I have not done any pages in this where I've used gesso. I've just kind of played with the watercolour paper. So here I'm just using some of my gloss sprays. She says confidently they will spray. That was a brand new one that, yeah, there we go. Sometimes they take a while to kind of get going. So I have added some water to my paper first, and then I am adding in some colours. So that first one looks a bit like raspberry, and then I think Tangelo, that looks like mustard or maybe lemon, I'm not sure. I'm kind of going in with some just nice bold colours. This is turquoise. So I have changed all of my glosses so that they've got a sprayer in them rather than the dropper because for me that works better and I like how that kind of looks on my page. Now I do look like I'm going in slow motion here. I'm actually not. This is normal speed. I'm just kind of blotting away any areas where it's puddled and I don't want it to be quite so puddly. I'm going to take quite a while to dry. Going back in again with raspberry. Don't forget, if you're using your inks with your glosses with the spray, that you need to be dipping the nozzle in water and leaving a little bit in the lid as well. That just helps it stop clogging if you don't use them for a while. But the best way to keep them unclogged is to keep using them. So then I decided to get my splat box out because, you know, I just can't use these glosses and not make a mess. So this is the, I think this is Lattice Stencil. This is Iris gloss that I'm popping through the stencil. I'm just kind of building up some layers here really and adding some colour to my page. So what I'll have done off camera with that stencil, oh no, I'm doing it here onto my page, is just flipping it over and just mopping up some of the extra gloss that's on the stencil just to take a little print from that. Then I am using the same stencil and I'm now stenciling using some white paint. So this is a great way, and it's a technique that I use quite a lot. I like to go in with bold, colourful first layers quite often. And, you know, sometimes you'll look at it and think, yee, that's a lot. This is a great way to just knock it back a little bit and take some of that impact out. The colours are still there, but you've just calmed them down a touch. And then it means that your page can accept more of a focal point. So this is the frond, I think it's the frond coaster stencil that Dina released definitely this year, 2025. I love the bold image of this kind of little plant that's starting to grow. I'm definitely using turquoise here. It's one of my favourite blues to use. And I am just stenciling the whole stencil onto my page. This is going to be my focal point. So this is going to leave the masked image of the plant with the background showing through. So in effect, this is more of a mask, really, but it's going to leave that nice space on my page. And you will notice in a bit that I'm going to go in and add some colour through onto the leaf shapes just to pull those forwards a little bit. So it's going to work quite nicely without that green on, but by adding a colour in, it's going to help to pull that out from the stenciled area. So now I'm just making sure that I've got a nice thick covering of that on, and then I decided that I wanted to just extend that turquoise out to the edges, so that way that's connecting this image into my page. It isn't just going to be floating around in the middle, but by doing this, yeah, it's going to just create that connection. See, did you see there how it was actually quite difficult to see what the image is in the stencil? So I think that's kind of, I'd already be thinking now, okay, so I need to do a bit more here just to pull that out. So then I decided I would outline. So this is a Posca paint pen. I'm just going in and outlining the shape that's there. So that in itself is going to pull that forwards and help that to make a bit more sense with everything else that's going on the page. But then I'm going to go in afterwards and add some colour too. Using Dina's scribble sticks is a really easy, quick way to get the colour into your art journal, particularly when you're working on top of acrylic paint like this. My page was completely dry. I mean, you can use these sticks on dry or wet. The pigment will lift off them really well. So they are just sticks of pigment. They are not crayons. They have no wax in them at all. And here I'm just scribbling. They're living up to their name. I'm scribbling and pressing on quite hard. And then I'm going to use a water brush or a paintbrush dipped in water just to move some of that pigment around and get rid of those kind of scribbly marks. So then here you can see I've gone with a darker colour. So this is fur. My paintbrush is wet and I'm just picking some pigment up off the stick and adding it onto those leaves. So I'm just bringing a little bit of depth of colour, um, playing with the lights and the darks. And you can see I'm literally just brushing that on. I'm not overthinking it. I'm just popping it onto the leaves just so that I've got some darker places along with the lighter colour as well. And that has really brought that image out from the background. Then I'm going in with my favourite dot stamp. For me, this is a great way to blend my images onto my page and ground things as well. You see I've put it at the bottom of the page. This is one of Dina's lovely text stencils. Here I'm going in with some black because I want to connect the black that I've just used, outlining and the stamping, and then that starts to pull everything together. So then it's time for my words, and I'm starting off using a Posca paint pen to write some of the words, and then I think I also add in some stamped letters from Dina's Alpha Block stamp set. There we go. Going to be sticking those down, and I'm really enjoying at the moment playing with different font styles in the same quote. I think it's nice to just mix it up a bit, try things out, learn what you like, what works for you. Um, yeah, improvement and growth are never linear. You just have to keep plugging away. So there it is, there's the final page. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. Don't forget to subscribe so that you know when new videos come onto my channel. And I hope to see you again soon.